Greetings from the Philippines to the world. We are on Facebook Live on Eagle News and also on our streaming site, eaglenewslive.com. Watch us on our YouTube channel at Eagle News. I am Cesar Vallejos. Welcome to Open for Business. Join me discover the latest news and information in business around the world. Stay ahead of the curve from vision to action. EBC Open House and Trade Fair Experience EBC was a platform to showcase the network's offering to MSMEs and the general public. It was highlighted by the second Open for Business Forum where business leaders and companies supporting MSMEs shared their insights on entrepreneurship, technology, and innovation. We are showing you the second part of the Open for Business Forum as we show the highlights of MSME presentations and my conversations with notable speakers at the second Open for Business Forum of the EBC Open House and Trade Fair. Let's have a journey together as we learn more how to grow business in this digital age of entrepreneurship. We're back here at Open for Business, and with me is the Group HR Head of Udena, Madam Odeslasia. Madam O, I call you Madam O. There's a lot. You have this very stellar experience in HR. At marami pong gustong makinabang din small and medium enterprises. Lalo na, especially, there's even a lot of millennials now who go into entrepreneurship. And a lot of SMEs also, sometimes they lack that kind of HR strategy. Sometimes they focus on their on making money, but in terms of HR part, sometimes that part is seldom neglected. And eventually, medyo sumasabog na yung organization because of the lack of the appropriate HR strategies. Ma'am, with your experience, what are the tips, the HR strategies that you can share to small and medium enterprises?
Hi, Cesar. Good afternoon. Thank you for having me here. And good afternoon, everyone. Well, to your question, there are a lot of things that you have to consider. From an HR's point of view, dapat start pa lang, HR has been part of the planning. Why? Because as an old adage would say, the human capital is the major asset. No? Okay, so first, you bring in the right talent. You may have the money, but you must remember to bring in the right talent.
Before you proceed, Madam O, di ba napaka-critical na, you bring in the right talent. How do you bring the right talent?
Alright, good question, Cesar. First, if it's an entry level, we don't wait for them to come. We always go to where the source is. Meaning, we tap good schools like New Era. That's an advertisement. Second, we look at the capabilities of the individuals or the executives that you wanted to bring in. Third, will they have the culture, the values, in terms of culture fitness to the organization? But it's difficult, I must admit. No? Why? You wouldn't know if they have it until they are with you. You take risk when you get to hire people like you. Oh, I worked with him in the past.
Yeah. And in two companies, huh?
That's right. That's St. Luke's Medical Center Global City, and the more recent one is ADEC Technology.
Yes, ADEC Innovations.
ADEC Innovations. It's always a risk in bringing people. We'd always give emphasis on the right talent. All right.
Okay, you said bring in the best talent. What's next?
Well, try to find out if they're really fit. Job fit and culture fit. The best interviews sometimes do not work exactly 100%, but it's only when you bring them in. There are times even executives leave the organization. Why? It's not because of job fit, but culture fit. Executives already. Okay?
Okay.
So,
Pero ma'am, speaking of the culture fit naman, kunyari, I am an applicant. How would I know if that company has the right culture for me? Or vice versa, paano naman yung kumpanya, how will
Ang
the
hirap ng tanong mo,
CEO, o sige, how will the CEO impose or present that
Okay.
culture?
It's
Doon
not-
ba lang ba sa culture, ano yun, core values, makikita
it's
na
not
yun,
going
yun
to
na
be
yun?
imposed. When we hire,
Okay.
like I talk of Udena Corporation, the company where I am with, as you have mentioned earlier, una, we hire people with 3H, or the culture is like basically 3H. What is 3H, you know?
I like that, I'm learning.
Yeah.
Pero wag natin ibibigay lahat,
Yeah, kasi
magsasalita pa
namin
kayo.
yun. I like 3H, you know, that's
Okay.
the culture. We're basically provinciano.
Okay.
Second, we hire PhDs.
Oh.
But I'll elaborate later as to what these PhDs are. And it has to be from the very start.
Oh.
You must be determined to succeed. I'll just give the last D. I'll reserve the rest later. It's a difficult feat to follow two famous singers and the gentleman outside. You know, so yeah, it's difficult. But we in HR give our best shot together with the CEO, especially at my level. We hire and bring in people who can lead the organization because, as you must have read in the papers, we're young, vibrant, and growing.
And young, vibrant, and growing, expanding, and buying more. That's just
Growing na lang.
Okay, growing. That is just a teaser of the talk of Madam Odes Lasha, the Group HR Head of Udena. And thank you to Udena for joining the EBC Open House and Trade Fair.
Let me say this to Cesar. I would have declined this invitation. It is because of the relationship that I said yes. I came from an earlier engagement from UST, but Cesar can't stop me from coming here all the way from that space. Thank you also for having me.
That's another tip of Madam O. You nurture the relationship.
Yes. How do you create a winning team? For you who are in business and those who will be in business, as per the invitation of Billy earlier, ano ba yung secret formula? The secret formula is it must begin from you. Employer can only do so much. You must have that it and drive to become part of the winning team. What is our culture? Cesar earlier mentioned, Ma'am, Madam, wag mong ibigay lahat, okay? So, what is our culture? We thrive on 3H's. First, you must be hungry. There is a burning desire in you to succeed. Look at Billy earlier. You must be hardworking. And that was very prominent in what he did. That's why he is very successful. Despite the hard work and your achievement, you must remain humble. Your ego is not up there. Okay? So what are the requirements if you want to join Udena and be part of a winning team? We hire talents who are with PhDs. Grabe naman, Odes, bakit PhDs? You know, some time ago in a discussion with Mr. Dennis Uy, sabi niya, Odes, I'd like to hire PhD. Sabi ko, what do you mean by PhD? Poor, hungry, and desperate. Sabi ko, sounds so negative. Why can't we make it positive? And what's your suggestion? We can still hire PhDs. Poor? Not really poor here, but you have seen successful people who have less but willing to do more, who are hungry to learn and make a difference. That's what he did. And the D's, I don't like the D, must be driven and determined to succeed. let me end with 4 questions. What do you love to do? What is important to you? Third, who do you want to become? And last, are you ready? Are you ready? And I'd like to say thank you very much for this opportunity. So, tingnan natin. So, know the different preferences of different individuals in our society. Iba gusto ni baby boomer, iba gusto ni Gen X, iba gusto ni millennial, iba gusto ng Alpha Gen. Nakakasunod po, ano po? So, ang sabi natin, iba, tapos na tayo dun sa market natin. Di ba? So, to make it short, sa business natin, ano ang dito sa time natin, ano ang pinakamarami when it comes to sa business na market natin, 'di ba? You have to consider the manufacturing side. Ano yung manufacturing side natin, 'di ba? What can you offer to the market of yours, 'di ba? After we have discussed the different market or generations, ano naman yung mga product, ano yung nakaka-influence doon sa mga target market natin. So, I just want you to, kumbaga parang be familiar with the different revolutions na nangyari sa industry natin for the past, siguro, century. Sa past century, no? So, in our world, makikita nyo naman, we cannot escape from the fact that we are too busy doing a lot of things to survive. Kaya nga, nandito kayo to learn how to start a business. Kaya nandito kayo to learn something na to get an idea. Diba? Para paglabas nyo dito or tomorrow, pagpunta nyo sa mga bahay-bahay, bigla kayo may maisip, ayan, pwede kong gawing products. Diba? So, ang channel natin, kung bakit ko natakal yung topic na Industrial Revolution, it is the biggest challenge for the entrepreneurs right now. Diba? Because the channel is computer, di ba? It's internet. Actually, it's not computer. That's Industrial Revolution 3.0. Ang 4.0, it's robotics na di ba? The 4.0 is artificial intelligence na, di ba? Sabi nga kanina, ang opportunities natin, malales ng malales. Why? It's because the different routinary works will be robotics na, will be artificial intelligence na, di ba? Nakikita man natin sa manufacturing companies, nagkakaroon ng mga layoff, nagkakaroon ng mga retrenchment. Why? It's because they can be replaced by the different machines, di ba? Ang goal ng business kasi, ang goal kasi ng negosyo is to gain profit, di ba? To gain profit, para makapag-gain ka ng more profit is you have to lessen the cost. Tama po ba? So, anong sabi natin? Let this threat be an opportunity for us. Diba? Different products are available in the internet, diba? Nagiging channel. Yung minsan nga, yung page ng isang tao or personal profile niya sa Facebook, sa different, social media portal, tulad ng Instagram, ano nangyayari? Puro binibentang mga products. It's a good start. Why? Utilizing the technology.
Welcome back to Open for Business, and joining me now is the architecture lead of Praxis, Miss Rebecca Ong Tan Casis. It's very exciting, Miss Rebecca, of the many solutions ngayon that are being developed on technopreneurship, and it's in your work as the architecture lead. Ano ba yung mga challenges ngayon ng mga technopreneurs, especially in the development of new solutions, just like what you are creating? And what you are offering sa Praxis?
I think one of the challenges that we have on the application side, pag once na sa mga clients na po, is not all are quite open pa to using this technology. Sometimes we're so used to what we are doing right now, kung ano yung the ways things are being done. So kung manual siya ginagawa ngayon, people are used with that So we tend to stick with that. So that's one challenge. But on the development side din naman, there are so many things that we can do, that we can improve upon. So we just have to manage yung time namin in order to be able to do all these wonderful things na pwede pang gawin.
Now, as a follow-up question on that, yung sinabi mo naman development side, is your team in the development side an all Filipino team, or is this a solution developed with foreign counterparts? And in terms of the development of the solution, is it a Filipino idea, or is it a collaboration of many elements coming from the different parts of the world?
Well, our company is UK based, so the visions are more comes from yung mga management team. So merong foreigner, we have UK, our boss is from UK, and meron ding mga other colleagues that are foreigners. But on the development side, I'm proud to say that a large portion of the team is almost 100% Filipino.
Wow.
Yun. So that's something that we can be proud of.
Actually, Rebecca, that is that is one of the messages also of the other speakers, because they say that the Filipino is really creative, is very the Filipinos are very talented. So now that your topic is transformative technologies in the workplace, how do you, in essence, how do you define transformative?
Transformative, it's something that introduces change. And we want a change for the better, of course, Lord. Something that would be more, make things more efficient. For example, in the workplace. So we want, for example, kung nga accounting po siguro, instead of doing things manually, di ba siguro before, paper and calculator with typewriter and all those older things na ginagamit. But now, you just have your laptop and click and drag na lang, mas madali na po, it's less prone to error. So that's an example of a transformative technology. Transformative technology in general can impact any workplace. Okay. But just an example, we have just payroll. It's a payroll software, so it can impact any company. Instead of having a very large team of people computing your payroll processes your payroll, meron ka na lang fewer who would be able to efficiently do this work with the help of the machines.
Pero ang sasabihin naman ng mga iba dyan, Rebecca, would be, are you going to reduce manpower? Are people, will they lose their jobs? Things like that.
I think there would just be a shift in what you're doing. Instead of doing the mundane jobs, instead of yung mga mechanical ones, you will be doing something more. So there's more room for visions, more room for creativity. Ganun po. Instead of type lang ng something or repeatedly computing something, yung mga tedious tasks.
I don't want to ask all the details because Miss Rebecca will soon be presenting transformative technology in the workplace in a while.
I just want to thank EBC for giving us this opportunity to talk about what we do here in Upraxis. We're very excited to share with you what we do through Just Payroll example, yung transformative technology that you can apply in your workplace.
Let's watch the highlights of Miss Rebecca's presentation in a while.
So today, I'm here to speak about something that's near and dear to our business. It's about transformative technology in the workplace. What comes to your mind when you hear the word technology? Usually, di ba, maiisip natin, it's something new, modern, upgraded, or even futuristic, right? Over the last few years, there has been a trend towards enhancing human potential and well-being. This is made possible with evolving technologies pervading our daily activities and our daily lives. Now, what about transformative technology? Do you have any idea about what transformative technology is? Basically, it's defined as science-based hardware and software that can produce reliable and positive changes in the human experience. So we will specifically focus this afternoon on transformative technology in the workplace. To get a better understanding of this, let's look at something familiar. Okay. Sige, I would like to ask you, who among you can honestly say that you can live without your cell phones? Meron ba dito? Can you go through your work all throughout the day without your cell phones? Before, it's just a luxury, right? Yung cell phone. But now, it's a necessity. That's actually an example of a transformative technology. People on the go use their cell phones to communicate via email, SMS, or calls in order to go about their work while commuting. So, today, evolving strategic business imperatives, trends, and disruptors are driving a seismic shift in the way IT organizations operate. Now, businesses like Upraxis, our company, are exploring the merger of business and technology strategies and the reimagination of technology's role in the various Philippine industries. So our business contends with questions like, how will tomorrow's technology workforce be different from today's? Will our jobs or roles change? What skills and capabilities will be needed in the workplace of tomorrow? Next question is, does the current workplace support the evolving work of technology? How can organizations leverage technology to redesign current work outcomes to our advantage? That is to focus on exponential increases in productivity and cost efficiencies and redefine these current work outcomes that extend beyond productivity and cost to value, meaning, and impact.
A niche area where restaurants will always exist, but it's about balancing dining out to dining in or cooking at home. So what we see is cooking at home is becoming rarer and rarer. We're starting to order in or dine out, but either way, we're always going to eat. Growing population, that's a no-brainer. There's more and more people being born every day, and therefore populations are growing. So capitalizing on those populations, I guess, is a key in the sense of where those populations are. And then there's investment. There's a lot of investment, like I say, happening in Southeast Asia at the moment. What I also like is the fact that in many countries around the world, there's a lot of these huddles or groups being created that actually can act as a conduit between the startup and the investor. 50 years ago, there wasn't this. You had to kind of be lucky, right? But if you can actually surround yourself with like-minded people, be a member of the different startup communities that are here in Manila or in the other areas of the Philippines that you may be, that will expedite the opportunity to have those conversations with people that are looking to invest. I think it's self-explanatory, but can be described in having that hustle mindset. You can't stop. Paul was mentioning earlier that being an entrepreneur is something that doesn't go away, and it's something that you think about 24/7. Last thing you think about when you go to bed, first thing you think about when you wake up. So you need to have that hustle mentality. You can't stop, you can't take a breath. You can't not look away from the competition. So this goes, you might be at the very start and the very early part of your journey, and the hustle might be just in research, in doing that market research and making sure that you cross all the I's, dot all the T's, and get all that information as you're building your product. And then humility. Humility can come in many forms. I think, one, you've got to be humble in the sense that you need to be open to new ideas. You need to be open to, a mentor or knowledge sharing. You need to be humble in the sense of you need to be willing to share information. One of the reasons why I love coming to these type of events, I get to meet all these new people, I get to make all these new connections, and I actually end up learning way more than what wisdom I'm probably imparting, which is probably a bad thing, so I apologise for that. But being humble and showing humility in every part of what you do will lend itself to being successful.
Open for Business is back, and thank you, Chris Evans. Chris Evans is the country manager of Zomato Philippines. Thank you for joining us here at the EBC Open House and Trade Fair. Your talk is focused on technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship.
Correct.
And what's interesting to note is that your background is very diverse. From hospitality, retail. So far, here in the Philippines, in the Philippine context, what is it that's, have you noticed, that's quite different in terms of the brand, the Filipino brand of entrepreneurship?
Good question. Thank you for having me. I think in my talk I talk about H squared, which is a term I use for sales predominantly, but I think it lends itself very well to entrepreneurship. It's basically the two H's, which is hustle and humility.
Okay.
So I think what I've noticed here in the Philippines is particularly the humility side of things. I think entrepreneurs need to be humble, humility in the sense of knowledge sharing. So events like today and many events that I've been to, everyone's very willing to share their knowledge, share their experience, and ultimately being able to learn from each other, which is ultimate learning is going to drive industries further.
Now, in your brand, in your type of business where technopreneurship is really growing, with your solution now that you develop a lot of content, a lot of sales that integrates how people would look for various restaurants, discoveries. What is interesting with the food search or with the food experience, and how is the Philippines different from the other areas in the world?
Look, to be honest, I'd say that they're not too different. I think food and restaurants globally is something that's growing and will continue to grow because it's something that's very social. Dining out with family, friends. I guess the one difference is whether you dine out or dine in. So food delivery obviously is something that's growing globally and seeing here in the Philippines. With traffic and weather, I think the food delivery sector will grow. It's probably a bit behind other countries in that sense, but it's only growing, I guess, because of some of those hindrances that we have here in Manila. But with tech, we eat with our eyes predominantly, right? We eat with our eyes first.
Now, having been exposed to various continents and experiences, what's your advice to upcoming entrepreneurs and the small business owners who want to delve into technopreneurship?
I guess the first advice is to take that first step. I think I was listening to Paul's speech earlier, and as he said, there's no business too small. You have to start small. You can't just go straight into being a large organisation. So I guess my piece of advice would be having a vision. Without a vision, I guess you don't know where you want to get to. So it's about having a clear vision and always having that as your, rudder when it comes to the decisions that you make business-wise. So that vision can change and will change, obviously, as time goes on due to various reasons with technology and different things. But it's making sure that you have that clear vision and then allowing that to control your decisions. Sometimes that means, knocking back investment because the investor doesn't align with your vision. But ultimately having that vision will keep you on track.
Perfect.
To EBC, what an event. I didn't know what to expect coming today, but a super professional and really engaged audience, which is always great to see. So I guess working for a company like Zomato that started in an office just two guys coming up with the idea to now being a global company. It's great to see some of these, I guess, entrepreneurs at the beginning of that journey, and whatever we can do in conjunction with EBC, which is a great initiative that's been taken on. So props to EBC, and I'm, I guess, honoured to be a part of it.
Thank you very much. That's Chris Evans, Country Manager of Zomato Philippines. Open for Business will be back. Stay with us. Open for Business is here, and with me is the Managing Director and CEO of ASEAN HR. And there's a lot of people in the studio right now because the topic of Angelo is mentorship in entrepreneurship. Bakit mentorship, Sir Angelo? Why of all the many topics in entrepreneurship, what to you is the importance of mentorship? But the representative of the secretary of DTI, Mon Lopez, di ba kasama yung sa mentorship dun sa 7Ms niya. But specifically, of all the many topics in entrepreneurship, why did you choose mentorship?
I think mentorship is one of the most important part of the organization. I mean, building an organization.
Correct.
And when I started from building my career, started in Singapore, the reason why the growth and the development as an individual, nagsimula yan because of my mentor.
Tama.
And setting up the fundamental. And I think, so we're trying to build a team. And to be able for them to adapt, and at the same time adapt the DNA, you need to mentor them. You need to guide them. Yes, it's tough. Yes, there will be a lot of challenges along the way.
But Angelo, you said you worked in Singapore and you lived there for several years.
Yeah.
Now, what is amazing is that ang mga mentors mo, hindi katulad namin dito sa Pilipinas.
Actually, magaling ang mentor.
Mga Pinoy lang ang mga mentor mo, kaya swerte nila, di ba? In your case, you have these big names in the technology industry mentoring you. Ano ba yun? Choice mo ba yun? Is that your choice? Like, can you select also your mentor, or the mentor chooses you?
It's both ways actually. It doesn't mean that I can choose them. But you need to create a synergy. You need to, yung first meeting magkakaroon ng, good. You need to break the ice during the first meeting.
Okay.
And at the same time, build relationship. Hindi ibig sabihin na, okay, na-meet mo siya ngayon and you want them to be your mentor, then they will say, yes, I want to mentor. Meaning, it must be aligned based on the attitude, the mindset of the mentor. Kailangan yung mentee also is aligned on the idea of, okay, I think he will be a good, or the person will be a good mentor.
So laging may common ground.
It must be common ground. It must be like aligned in terms of expectation, objective, because that's the most important for them to create a synergy and for the organization to work out.
Pero in your case, meron ka na bang like say for example, when you had a meeting and then you parang sabi ko ayokong mentor to. Or the other way around naman, parang the mentee or the mentor said parang I don't like to mentor.
Yes and no. All right. Yes and no. On my experience, especially on our team, CNHR team, I've learned a lot from them. It's the other way around. So adapting their character, the behavior, challenges, is learning both sides. Hindi ibig sabihin magaling yung talent. Hindi ibig sabihin magsasucceed ang business. So it must be aligned on the goal and the expectation of both sides. But it's critical for the business to have mentees and to have mentors.
Before we ask you to leave, what's your message to Eagle Broadcasting Corporation for holding the EBC Open House and Trade Fair, and what can we expect from ASEAN HR?
Okay, I think first one is thank you so much for inviting us. Second, hindi magiging successful ang event na to if we don't have Sir Cesar. So one of the
Thank you.
mentors and one of
Yes.
the one who executed this
you.
big event. And of course, EBC, they're always supportive in terms of new initiative. And I think it brings a lot of value for MSME entrepreneurs, especially here in the Philippines. So it's a platform whereby na-educate natin a lot ang Filipino community in terms of promoting entrepreneurship, innovation, technology, and of course, we're looking forward. Hopefully, by we can create a good story next year. And happy ASEAN HR will be happy to help.
That's the CEO and Managing Director of ASEAN HR and Harper and Hill and his team of the ASEAN HR team. And let's expect the talk later of Angelo on mentorship in entrepreneurship.
And in the business, mentorship is crucial and very, very important. All those big brands na nakikita natin, nagsimula yan, the founder and the visionary or kung sino may mga leaders nila, they undergo mentorship. Why? Kasi yan ang pinakamadaling shortcut yan to run an organization. Rather than you experiencing all the challenges, mas maganda, may mag-a-advise sa'yo, look, wag kang pupunta ron. Di ba kaya nga sinasabi ng father natin, ng mother natin, wag kang pupunta dyan. Doon, malalaglag ka, may butas dyan. Right? So ang tendency mo, you really need to, follow. And that's the reason mentorship is crucial on the business. Para hindi ka mag-fail. And I had the opportunity to get mentorship galing sa isang kilalang tao. And these guys build multi-billion-dollar company. And then, nung nagpunta sila sa Singapore, and I was one of the pioneers of that brand, na nagsimula talaga kami isang lamesa, isa kami lamesa, isang laptop. Ang ginagawa lang namin magtatawag ng kliyente. And from there, build up the organization. But they are guiding us. We will not be successful on that part of the process if without the guidance of these people, which is our mentor. Okay. I will discuss three, I think may oras pa naman ako, three important part of our subject as entrepreneur, which is why entrepreneurship? Why entrepreneurship? Dito sa Pilipinas, ang dami-daming businesses. There's a lot of SME or maisip mo na gusto mo maglagay na tindahan, then that's entrepreneurship. Right? Hindi ibig sabihin na ang halaga ng business mo 100, hindi na entrepreneurship. So you are thinking on how to grow your money and the business. Okay? It's a good and best time here in the Philippines to set up your own business. Why? You have access of all this technology for free. Right? And again, I think we are moving into the right direction by building right infrastructure because of the internet. Okay, mentorship, I think is really, really important. If you are moving to entrepreneurship, make sure merong magtuturo sa inyo. Make sure you have the ecosystem or community to support you. Dito sa Metro Manila, ang dami. We have 3 communities who provide supports and entrepreneurship. I've seen few people here na isa mga exhibitors natin. They started in a small brand, and now they are getting traction and they are earning millions of dollars.
This is Open for Business, and with me is the Chief Executive Officer of JobStream app, Miss Maridel Mampusti. Miss Maridel, thank you so much for
Thank you for
coming.
inviting me.
We will be able to listen to your talk in a short while, but I'd like you to give a gist of your talk and excite the listeners and the viewers of the highlights. And your topic is very interesting because you are bridging job seekers with recruiters.
Yes.
But my first question is this: how is it different from the other online job opportunities that we see today?
In the market, yeah. Again, thank you for having me. And to answer your question is what's unique about JobStream is it's an app centric, and we don't only cater for job seekers but also for HR recruiter. Where JobStream is capitalizing on these smartphones that we use it on a daily basis. So on job seeker side, we want them to be strategic when looking for jobs, so they can just blow up the map and they can find jobs closer to home, so they can spend more time with family and do other activities. And for HR practitioner who's always on the go, on the move, doesn't need to be tied up on the desk just to get interviews done or to do filter resumes. So everything will be on device with all those push notifications that we're giving on the platform.
Now, in terms of this new platform, is this something, that what is its uniqueness that you cannot find in other in the job market?
So we're
In
gonna
terms of
introduce
being user friendly, in terms of the offerings, when you do your searches,
Yeah.
because you said it has this kind of geographic, component where you want to get a job that's closer to Quezon City, for example. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, we have the map base. So job seeker will allow to have two choices. So whether they're going to use the map or they're going to use the traditional list view of jobs. And the second one is they can upload their video resume that's not available in the market.
Wow.
So to complement on
And that's
the
what a lot of
recruitment-
millennials
Yes,
are doing
exactly.
now. They do their vlogging.
Exactly.
They want to see themselves on television, on their vlogs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so they can upload it to up to 100 MB per resume. So then the recruiters will allow to see a glimpse of their personality. So they can just play the profile and watch basically for a minute, and they just look at the job seekers. Okay, this is pretty friendly and a good personality. And then the other one is for the job seeker or for the recruiter side, the applicant tracking system is already in-app. So mostly you need a desktop, or there's some other platforms that's similar, but it's not available on the application itself. So yeah.
I don't want to preempt you, but what inspired you to develop this app? Is this something that you thought maybe as a job seeker or as an HR recruiter, then finally you said, I'm finding it hard to look for the right guys or the right talent, or what is your inspiration behind this?
My inspiration behind it is really my frustration before when I was a job seeker. Not just here in the Philippines, but also in abroad. Because I live in Dubai and I was in Canada for years. So I've been away for the country for almost 15 years. So seeing Philippines emerging in Southeast Asia, it excites me to share this platform. Because everybody can relate to traffic. Everybody's losing time when you do walk-in and interviews. So, and the other features that I'm really, really excited about is by the end of, before the year ends, we're gonna integrate the video conferencing. So you can do initial interviews for the job seekers and recruiters. So again, that will cut a lot of process of extra commute, extra long hours in the street. So yeah.
Interesting. Oh, so I don't want to ask more questions because I will be preempting her talk. But again, we'd like to thank Miss Maritel for coming over. But before that, may we request you to give your message to EBC for putting up this EBC Open House and Trade Fair.
Yeah, again, thank you for inviting me, guys. This is a great opportunity as a CEO to showcase another startup company in the Philippines. There's so many, and I was just recently in this event, and there's a lot of Philippine startup, and I'm just happy to be part of this movement. Yeah.
We look forward to the talk of the CEO of JobStream app, Miss Maridel Mampusti. Let's watch this.
So JobStream is an app-centric solution that connects and makes recruitment process faster. So we're showcasing hindi lang sa job seekers but also sa recruiters. So they're complementing each other. So dahil sa maraming platform that's basically pretty much the same. What's unique about JobStream is job seekers can now upload their video resumes. So here's the challenges that we're trying to solve. Yung traffic and commute, lahat tayo nakaka-relate dyan. Kanina lang, it took me an hour and a half bago makarating dito. So, and also, time and money. Yan yung sinusolve namin, again, on job seeker side and on the recruiter side. And yung inaccessibility and inefficiency. So here's our solution. I mentioned earlier it's video resume. Now, candidates can upload their video resumes. Lahat naman tayo mahilig sa video, mahilig mag-upload ng video resumes. Since that we're catering freshly graduates, wala pa silang resume, wala pa silang experience, di ba? So they can just take a video of themselves and then they can upload it and submit it to the employers. So they can showcase their personalities. We also developing a AI skills and matching profile. So it really depends on their technical skills and also dun sa personal traits. Most exciting na lahat na pinagtanungan ko is yung map base. So if you're open a map, you can see lahat ng pins sa job instead of traditional base. So parang as if na nagbubook kayo ng Grab, yung mga pin na yun yung mga available. Kasi what we really want to promote is find job closer to home so you can spend more time with your family and do other activities, di ba? Hindi nasa-stuck ka sa traffic and you're doing nothing. So for recruiter side naman is applicant tracking system is already integrated dun sa platform. And they can send mga request interviews and they can also message the job seekers. Before the end of the year, we're pushing a new features that will cut more dun sa recruitment process. Kasi ang goal namin really is to help hindi lang yung job seeker side, but also yung mga recruiter side. So we're gonna launch yung video conferencing. So yung mga initial interview na pwede naman gawing online para hindi na mag-commute si job seekers, yun yung isang features na ino-offer namin. And we also have the one-way chat na si employer mag-i-initiate. So everything is in the platform. Again, our goal is to cut yung process, yung mga unnecessary process.
Today po, so technology is actually what's driving this epidemic of chronic diseases. So, in fact, primarily all the advancement in technology was applied towards a misuse of this technology towards food production, processing, and preparation. And because of this po, worldwide, not just in the Philippines, it will significantly impact the rising cost and inequity affecting our current healthcare system. Actually, yung healthcare system natin, open parenthesis po, kasi I don't think it's a healthcare system, it's a sick care system because it's too focused on disease po talaga. And the advancement on it is focused on care after illness. So, let's remember po, no, so there's an evolutionary perspective, no, with regards to how our food evolved through the years, no. We had, you've heard of the term Paleolithic diet, right? So before po kasi medyo mahirap, it's hard for us to get food and it's hard to eat food, no? But with technology nga, humans, sabi nila, we are the only creation of God who is foolish enough to create our own food, no? So this is the food technology timeline, no? So as you can see, we've changed, especially after the agricultural industry, wherein all of these changes resulted to changes then in our body, no? The problem is we've affected the quality of our food, no? Most of the food that we're eating right now is very low in nutrient density. And because of this is what led to an endemic protein and macronutrient deficiency diseases, especially with refinement nga ho of the agricultural industry. So right now, the impact of technology is also affecting our kind of food that we're eating. We're now in the commodity-based diet era, no? So right now po, mura ng kumain, no? So kita nyo nga ngayon, lahat super size me, no? Even yung especially the processed food, no? Large size lahat, no? So but the problem there is that most of the food that we're eating, actually I don't even call them food I call them ingestibles po, no? So because pag sinabi po nating food is what God created to nourish the body. But whether yung mga kinakain po natin na nabibili nyo sa groceries is nourishing your body, hindi po. That's why nga po, it's driving this epidemic of chronic diseases. So in other words po, ang gusto ko lang pong i-drive, as I've said, we have now an epidemic of chronic diseases, despite the fact that we are a third world country, no? So kasi po in-import natin yung mga fast food ng mga Amerikano, no? So that's why sa akin pong practice, ito po yung karamihang nakikita kong mga pasyente. They have what we call 3MD syndrome, no? They have multiple doctors, they take multiple drugs, and because they have multiple diseases. Kanya-kanya silang parte, no? So yung cardiologist para sa puso, yung pulmonologist para sa baga. Wala pong masama doon kung gusto ninyong i-manage ang inyong sakit. But if you want to manage your health, no, hindi po ninyo pwedeng hati-hatiin ang ating katawan. Because ang ating katawan, despite na ito ay gawa sa pira-pirasong organ, ito po ay tumatakbo at nagfa-function bilang isang sistema. No? Parang kotse nyo po, no? Di ba yung kotse nyo, iba-ibang pyesa din? Pero bakit po siya tumatakbo? Because of its system.
We are open for business, and with me is the President and CEO of VNA Management Services, Mr. Vladimir Cabral, or I call him Vlad. Vlad, you are introducing the concept of dadpreneurship. So, ano ang maasahan ng, a lot of fathers, a lot of daddies, a lot of us also would want to venture into entrepreneurship. What is your concept? Ano itong dadpreneurship that you are introducing to the public? Okay.
Dadpreneurship is a concept wherein you can manage your own business, and at the same time you can fulfill your obligations to your son or daughter. And with this discussion, we'll have how can dad at the same time do his daddy duties and his duties to his business.
What is good also is that this is somehow a way, to a project that's aligned to financial literacy. Based on your background, you are with accounting, you advise business owners in the registration of services and a lot of other accounting services and management services. Ano ba yung mga dapat focus ng isang daddy na entrepreneur? And like say for example, if because there's a lot of questions also of parents or daddies who wanted to venture into entrepreneurship. When you venture into entrepreneurship, what are the things that you should consider as a dad?
When you venture into entrepreneurship, you should consider that your life does not only rely on the business, or it does not focus on the business. You have a family, you should have a family time. Most of us, when we engage into a business, we most of the time neglect our duties as parent and also as husband to our wife. With this dadpreneurship, it will make you disciplined enough in order to manage your business and make it grow, while at the same time you will not neglect your duties as daddy to your sons or daughters.
For us, the viewers, for the viewers lang to understand, what is it like to be an entrepreneur? What are the services of your company? Because baka sabihin nung iba, iba naman kasi yung entrepreneurship level mo, you know. These are unlike other entrepreneurs or projects or businesses where, you know, they just perform certain functions. But can you describe, you know, the services of your company so that our viewers would understand that it is really possible to balance time?
Thank you, kasi sir. I'm currently the president and CEO of VNA Management Services Inc. It's a business consultancy services. We cater accounting and tax compliance and business registration services, which primarily to micro, small, medium enterprises and professionals. I also, at the same time, is the Deputy Finance and Admin Head of Alpha 5 Development Corporation, a real estate development company. And at the same time, I'm also a consultant of some food businesses in the country. That's why maybe magtataka po sila, no? Oh, tatlo yung trabaho niya. Pero bakit yung Instagram at Facebook doon kasama pa rin yung anak niya, di ba po? That's the concept of dadpreneurship I would like to share and bring to the people, no? Especially to our audience today in open house po.
Okay, that's very interesting because we will be able to listen to the highlights of his talk here at the EBC Open House and Trade Fair. Before we let you go, we'd like to get your message to the EBC management for its conduct of the EBC Open House and Trade Fair.
We would like to thank EBC for this opportunity where I can share this concept of dadpreneurship na po, kasi sa panahon talaga po ngayon, yung work at life medyo hindi nababalanse. Kaya sa pagkataon po ito, maibabahagi po namin kung paano ang isang entrepreneur hindi mapapabayaan yung kanyang pamilya. Po, obligasyon sa kanyang pamilya. Po.
That's Vladimir Cabral, the President and CEO of VNA Management Services. Open for Business will return. Stay with us. Thank you.
So, how to be a dadpreneur, no? So to be a dadpreneur, you have to be an entrepreneur first. Okay? Lahat kayo nandito kasi sino yung gustong magkaroon ng negosyo? Lahat kayo, no? Pero kalimitan sa problema natin, pagka sa pagnenegosyo, ang iniisip ng nanay, paano yung mga anak ko? Yung tatay naman, yung work-life balance. Which is yan yung typically naging problema ngayon. Lalo na pagka ang opisina mo, empleyado ka sa Makati. Kasi MRT pa lang, pagbaba mo pa lang ng umaga, ng Buendia, haggard ka na. No. Tapos pag uwi mo, nako, lupay-pay ka na. Para ka nang ginahasa ng 10 lalaki, no? O babae, no? Kaya ganun ka rin din, no? Kaya, etong dadpreneur, it will, tulad po dito, having your own business, it gives you flexibility to balance your time for work, family, and God. Dito, magkukwentuhan lang tayo. Share ko lang po sa inyo, no, yung journey ko to be an entrepreneur. Actually, it's never easy. To be an entrepreneur is never easy. Kasi talagang ang kailangan mo para, tulad po ako, start up yung company ko, no? Kaya kung kaya ko, kaya ninyo. Lalo na 31 years old po. Actually, I started my company 27 years old na po. Kaya kung kaya ko po, kaya nyo. Ano lang kailangan ninyong gawin? Lakas ng loob. Ang totoo, hindi ko alam yung mga tax na yan. Alam ko yung sa libro. Pero yung actual na accounting, audit, tax, totoo, hindi ko po alam yon. Pero kailangan mo lakas ng loob at huwag kang mag-give up. Kasi totoo po, yung company, pagka nagnegosyo ka, yung first 3 years, sabi nga nila, ay talagang napakahirap. Nako, kaya napag ganun ako, napakahirap. Kasi talaga pong ang hirap talaga. No po? Pero once you pass that po, once you makatawid ka doon sa first 3 years, hopefully, may awa ang Diyos, nako, uunlad naman po yon. Kung wala po kayong oras ngayon sa inyong pamilya, ito pong breed ng entrepreneurship na to, pwede po ninyong pasukin at magkasama-sama po tayo. Maraming salamat po.
In our term of the week, you take a refresher of business terms to make you updated, more informed, and ready to make smarter business decisions. Our term of the week, according to Investopedia, is intrapreneur. An intrapreneur is an employee who is tasked with developing an innovative idea or project within a company. The intrapreneur may not face the outsized risks or reap the outsized rewards of an entrepreneur. However, the intrapreneur has access to the resources and capabilities of an established company. An entrepreneur starts a company as a means of providing a good or service, while an intrapreneur explores policies, technologies, or applications that will help improve the performance of an existing company. And our word of the week is from Google CEO Sundar Pichai. He said, "Wear your failure as a badge of honor." Thank you for watching Open for Business. Join us again in the next episodes of Open for Business for more insights from CEOs, thought leaders, and industry experts promoting business development in the Philippines. See you again every Saturday and Sunday here in Open for Business, where we discuss business information, deliver the latest business news to keep you informed and open for business and be ahead of the curve, from vision to action. You're on Facebook Live on Eagle News, and you can watch us again in the video section of the Eagle News Facebook page and on eaglenewslive.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Eagle News. And again, I'd like to thank all our speakers, sponsors, and partners at the second Open for Business at the EBC Open House and Trade Fair. And also watch out for the EBC Forum on explaining blockchain and cryptocurrency. Learn about the current trends and developments on these new technologies and digital assets and discover a whole new world. That's going to be on December 11, 2019 at the Studio 1 of EBC building here at number 25 Central Avenue, New Era, Quezon City. For Open for Business, this is Cesar Valdejos. Have a great day.